Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech AI, where we make Excel easy and fun. If you're looking to level up your Excel skills, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to share some amazing Excel tips and tricks that will save you time and make you a spreadsheet pro. Let's get started. Tip number 1, you can take a photo with your iPhone or your Android phone of data, and then you could convert that into Microsoft Excel. To be able to do this, click into the App Store on an iPhone or the Play Store on an Android phone and download an app called Microsoft Office. Once you download the app, you'll have an icon on your phone with the Office logo. Let's click on that. This opens up the Office app, and in the bottom right-hand corner, click on the button that says Actions. Within all of the actions, click on the one that says Image to Table. Next, you could take a photo of a table with data. I'm going to select this sheet of paper and take a photo of it. Next, I can select the data that I want to bring into Microsoft Excel. I'm going to select the first 3 columns, and once I'm all done, click on Confirm. Next, I see a screen that shows me the photo that I took, and I see a table down below showing all of my data digitized. Next, in the bottom left-hand corner, let's click on Open. Check that out. All of my data has been successfully imported into Microsoft Excel. Tip number 2, you can get Excel on the web entirely for free. Head over to the website office.com and log in with your Microsoft account. If you don't have an account, don't worry. You can create one for free by clicking on this link. Once you sign in to office.com, over on the left-hand side, there's an icon for Excel. Let's click on this. This opens up the Excel Start page, and here we can click into a new blank workbook. Alternatively, you could also start from a template. This drops us into a new Microsoft Excel worksheet, and we have the most commonly used controls directly here in Excel on the web. Tip number 3, you can define names for cells instead of using the letter and number combination to make it friendlier to read and understand. Here in this example sheet, typically if I'd want to calculate profit, I'd insert an equal sign and then I would say D2 minus E2. When you look at this formula, unless you can see the sheet and see the references, it won't make that much sense. Instead, what I could do is I can name the different columns that I want to run this formula on. To do this, let's highlight all of the revenue numbers, and then if we click on the Formulas tab, it'll open up the Formulas ribbon, and in the middle, we can define a name. Let's click on Define Name. Here it automatically detects that the column header is revenue. Let's go with that. Next, I can also highlight my Cost column, and I'll define a name for this as well. Here it selects the name of the header, and let's click on OK. Now, if I go back to my Profit column, instead of entering in the cell values, I'll type in equals, and now I could type in revenue, and that's referring to this column, and next, I'm going to subtract the cost. Look how much friendlier that formula looks. Now that I select this, it also fills it all the way down, and when I click on this column, I see the formula up here is simply revenue minus cost. That's so much easier to understand when you use names for cells. Tip number 4, I want to show you how you can master absolute and relative cell references. As a quick refresher on what a relative or absolute reference even mean, let's take a look at this sheet. Here I want to calculate the profit. To calculate the profit, once again, that's the revenue minus the cost. I'll select cell D2 and subtract cell E2. I've now entered in my formula, and I can drag the formula down, and here if I go to cell G7, you'll see that the formula automatically adjusted. Here I went down a few rows, and here the formula takes that into account. That's called a relative cell reference, and as I move the cell, the formula will also adjust. Let's say, though, that I want to calculate the sales tax. The sales tax is 10%, but that's a fixed value. If I use a relative cell reference, let's see what happens. Here I'm going to select the revenue, and I want to multiply that by 10%. Here, if I just use the formula as is and copy it down, you'll see that in the very bottom cell, it's also moved the sales tax. I want to use an absolute reference, so it locks to this cell. To do this, I want to show a quick shortcut key that you could use to make this so much easier. If I go up to the formula here, where I see the reference to the sales tax in L1, I can press the F4 key, function 4, and it adds a $sign in front of the letter and the number. It is now an absolute cell reference. When I hit enter and I paste this down, if I go to the last cell now, you'll see that it's locked it to this 10%. This is an absolute reference, and using the F4 key makes it really easy to set this in place. What you can do as well, when I go up to L1 over here, if I press F4 again, here it'll toggle it so only the row is locked. If I press it again, only the column is locked. If I press it again, I'm back to the initial formula, which is a complete relative reference. Tip number 5. I want to show you how you can use data types in Microsoft Excel. To use data types, up on the top ribbon, let's go over and click on Data, and right in the middle there are data types. Currently, Excel has 2. There are stocks and geography, but coming soon there will be far more data types available. What can you do with a data type? Here down below, I have 3 countries or geographies, and I could pull in all types of data related to these. Here, for instance, I'm going to highlight these 3 items. I'm going to go up to Data Types and click on Geography. It's now converted these to a geography data type, and you'll see this icon appears next to it. Next, I could click on this plus icon, and I could pull in all types of information related to these geographies. For example, I could pull in the largest city. I could also pull in the population. Along with that, I can also pull in the unemployment rate. There, you see, with these geographic entities, I could very quickly pull in related data. And there you have it. 5 powerful Excel tips and tricks to boost your productivity. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Excel tips and tutorials. Hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content. Thanks for watching, and happy excelling!